Hi, I'm Nick Buick from the On-Site Manager, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use OneForm. More to the point, how to access OneForm. OneForm is a system that allows tenants to lodge online tenancy applications. They store all of their ID, their references, their tenant information into OneForm, and then they can really easily apply for a property very, very quickly because all of that documentation is maintained for them. It is a tenant-led initiative, so managers may not necessarily want to use OneForm. Unfortunately, tenants do, and they drive this process forward. So basically, all of our managers need to be using OneForm, particularly in the current environment with COVID-19. There's a lot more demand for touchless interactions, and OneForm's very good at that because it's completely online. All the documentation, everything is handled in a virtual format, so there's no risk of contamination. The problem with OneForm is that it requires quite a few steps to get it up and running, and if you don't use it very often, I think it's 90 days without any activity, you have to go through all of those steps again. Now, for our agency with 500 managers in it, that means quite a lot of work for me, helping managers to get all that set up and then re-helping them get it set up every 90 days. You can imagine it's quite a few hours of work every day for me just to keep our managers on top of OneForm. So we've put this video together for our managers to try and make it a little clearer on how to get that set up and hopefully reduce that amount of support time that we need just for this one program. Let's jump in. So to start with, most managers, the first thing you're going to discover about OneForm is you're going to receive an email, and it's going to look something like the one that's here on my screen. This is a OneForm application notification. So it's to tell you that you have a OneForm application sitting there ready to be processed. It won't give you very much information about the application aside from the tenant's name and the property they're applying for. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't give you a whole lot of other information, except for down here. You can see here it says this application was sent to, and it has an email address there. That is your OneForm username. It's always going to be, or it almost always will be, your employee email address with our agency. The problem with OneForm is that the tenant can send an application to anyone for any property. So, for instance, they can send an application for your property to any other email address that you have as well. And when that happens, a whole new OneForm account is created on your behalf. That's really annoying. So if it has any other information in there that's not suitable to you, just reply to the email and tell the applicant to send it to the right place, which will be your employee email address with our agency. That will be your first name and last name at theonsite-manager.com.au. First name, last name at theonsite-manager.com.au. For all of your interactions with OneForm, you're going to be using that username. It's an email address. Anything that gets sent there is going to turn up in your normal inbox. Don't worry about that. But you have to use that email address for everything. So don't go using any other email addresses with OneForm because it's not going to work. So we go to view our application, and that's going to bring up the OneForm login page. Now, again, more traps with OneForm. It's full of traps, folks. So we're going to try and go through all of them now. With the login page, there's actually two login pages, and they're for two completely separate programs. One of them is for the tenant, for them to log in to look at their applications. The other program is for the managers. If you're trying to log into the tenant side of the program with your manager account, it's not going to work. They look almost identical. It's very hard to tell them apart. The main difference is you'll see at the top here, this one says Property Manager Login, and it's got a picture of a manager greeting a lady at the door there. That's the one you want. If you go over to the tenant login, you're going to see it'll say tenant login, and it's going to have a picture of a couple sitting on a couch. There, that's the tenant login. So as you can see, they look almost exactly the same. It's a really easy trap to fall into, but if you try and log into the tenant side of the program with your manager account, it's not going to work. It's going to waste your time. So we've got to use the login as a property manager, and if we log in as a manager, we'll be at the right place. We're not out of the woods yet, folks. So you put in your username. In my case, it's nick.buick@theonsite-manager.com.au. Yours won't have a dot. Mine has a dot because it's the main administrative account, but yours will not. It will just simply be your first and last name at theonsite-manager.com.au. You then put in your password. You probably won't know your password if it's the first time you've used OneForm. OneForm will generate a password for you. You're not going to know what it is. So To get your password, you have to click on Forgot Password. That will bring up a password reset form, which is how you're going to get your password to get into OneForm. Now, it asks you for an email address. Again, you've got to use your employee email address with our agency. Don't put any other email address into this field or it won't work. We put in our employee email address, which is first name, last name at theonsite-manager.com.au, and hit send link. That's going to send you a password reset for your OneForm account. Go and check your inbox. You'll find the reset procedure in there for that email address. Here's the password reset email that you will receive after you've done a password reset request. So in here, there's a big red button. It says reset your OneForm password. We give that a click and up comes this thing to punch in a new password. So we're going to pop in our password. Give that a click. That's going to reset your password. Now you can log in using that new password. Once we've reset our password for OneForm, we'll then be able to go back to the login page. Again, make sure it's the manager login page because they do have a tendency to just magically swap for no reason at all. So again, make sure you're at the manager login page. Put in the email address, which is your employee email address, first name, last name at theonsite-manager.com.au, and the password that you've now reset to. Hit login. It didn't work. Why is that? Okay, it's not because your password's wrong. If you've done everything correctly up until this point, your password will be correct. If you take a look at the actual error message, it says here, make sure your account is verified by clicking here. If you get a message that says it cannot find your username or that your password is wrong, then that means it cannot find your username or your password is wrong. But if it gives you a message saying it can't log in, make sure your account's verified, that means your account hasn't been verified yet. If it's the first time you're using OneForm, that's absolutely going to happen. So now we need to verify the account. Give that link a click, and that'll bring up the verification page. Now, what we're doing here is we're proving to OneForm that you are an employee of my agency. So you have to make sure that you complete this verification process correctly. If you put the wrong information in here, you'll be proving the opposite and they'll lock out your account. So you have to demonstrate to them that you're an employee of our agency. Okay, so we get to this page here, which is a help page from OneForm. And if we look down here, it's telling us that the account needs to be verified before you can log in. If you click this link here where it says property managers can request a login to be verified here, give that a click. And up comes our verification form. So we need to complete this. We want to verify a property manager account. First question, your full name. That's your name. Pretty simple, but I do get support calls from people asking what their name is. I kid you not. Nick Buick, that's my name. You put your name in there. Your first name, your last name. It's a human being. Don't put a company in there. Don't put anything else. It's just first name and last name. Your email address. Again, that's going to be your employee email address with our agency. That is your first and last name at theonsite-manager.com.au. Mine has a full stop in it. Yours will not. We pop that in there like so. And then it asks for the agency and company name. Now, our company is called Refresh Web Group Proprietary Limited. So we put that in there. PTY Ltd. And we are trading as theonsite-manager.com.au. Which country is your agency located in? We're in Australia. Now it wants our ABN or ACN. That's theonsite-manager.com.au's ABN or ACN. In our case, we're going to use our ABN. It's 7980907985. Pop that in there. Do you currently have a subscription with realestate.com.au or realcommercial.com.au? Yes, we do. So we tick that box, and then it asks for our agency ID. That will always be APDBRI. Then we hit submit. Now, if all of that information has been entered exactly as per those instructions I just gave you, within 1 business day, OneForm will verify the account. Now, they generally do this at around 2 o'clock each afternoon. So if you go ahead and do this in the morning, sometimes you can jag it and get verified the same day. Other times you have to wait till the following day. If you don't put the information in there exactly as per the instructions, OneForm are a little bit fussy and they will lock that account out, and then you have to go through the whole process again. I'm sorry, I know it's annoying, but these are the things we deal with in our job. Now that you've verified the account, you can't just go back and log straight in. That's not going to work. And a lot of people call me up thinking, hey, I've verified, why can't I get in there? Because you only just verified. A human being over at OneForm now has to go through all that, and they do that at 2 p.m. Immediately after you've done the verification, you will receive an email from OneForm support team giving you a ticket number. This will happen if you've done the verification correctly. If you put in the wrong email address here and it doesn't turn up, then we got a problem. So take a little look, make sure you get that ticket number. There you go, that's mine there for my verification process. You'll have your own. If you have any problems with the verification and it's after 2 p.m. the following day, then by all means shoot me an email for support or give me a call. Make sure you give me that ticket number as well. That way I can follow up with OneForm and we can work out what exactly is going on. But if you've got that ticket number there, it's good proof that OneForm are now on the case and they're going to verify it hopefully at 2 p.m. same day, if not 2 p.m. the following day. Then we can get in there and start processing our tenant applications. Remember to like and share this video. I'm Nick Buick from The Onsite Manager. Thanks for watching.